Oh my gosh, so my last video just cut off while I was talking because it was interrupted by a notification. What? The what? That's alright, I'll just keep talking. Part 2. So what I was gonna say in that last video, moving on to my last topic. Well, it's not last anymore, because heck, what the heck. I was looking at this meme. Well, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that later. Okay. So the last video I talked about Kim Kardashian, the Kardashians, how they were hilarious, and how Kim was hilarious on Saturday Night Live, and then, you know, of course, they had their own little hilarious skit on Keeping Up with the Kardashians where they all imitated each other. That was hilarious. Now, okay. One of my YouTubers, my favorite YouTubers that I watch, went live. And it's funny, like, I'm listening to them, but I'm doing something else. I hear them for the most part, but listening to maybe 15%, 50%. So then, so I don't remember if she initiated the conversation or someone in her comments, because she was live, said something about Dave Chappelle's special on Netflix and how people want him canceled. It came out that Dave Chappelle said some really offensive things about transgender women. And in retaliation, all the transgender employees of Netflix were going to walk off the job because Netflix refused to cancel his special. And I was like, wow. So, like, I didn't watch it, of course, but I did hear a few clips. And, like, he was trashing the genitalia of transgender women, among other things. And, like, I heard someone say, like, half the people in uproar right now cannot tell you what Dave Chappelle said word for word because they never even heard it. They're all going off of hearsay. Oh, he said blah, blah, blah. So now everybody's angry. And I was just like, that is a very good point. But I actually did hear some of what he said, and I'm just like, wow. And here's the response. Like, everyone has their opinion, and this whole thing made me think of Monique, the comedian Monique, when she was going through her issue and wanted us, the masses, to boycott Netflix by discontinuing to support them by taking away our subscriptions and that jazz. And I haven't, like, heard anybody say they're going to do that. Like, Netflix itself, as a company, I guess, since they refuse to remove the special, it's kind of like they support. The perception is they support what Dave said, or either they don't care. So, I'm just like, some people have the perspective of, okay, once again, as in the issue with Monique, you can't expect us, the masses, to get involved because of your personal issue. We're still going to entertain. We're still going to subscribe to our source of entertainment. And, you know, I did hear someone say, like, well, transgenders, LGBTQ plus community, you all want to be included in everything. Well, now you're included. And that means with comedians, you are no exception. And I was just like, wow, that is a very powerful statement. I can't remember if it was Lisa Ray who said it or Selena Johnson. One of the two ladies said it. And I was just like, that makes a lot of sense. And that is 1,000% true. Because if you think about it, comedians have said a lot of things over the decades since stand-up comedy existed. And they, in their line of work, get away with lots of things that other people in entertainment cannot get away with. We, with a desk job, definitely cannot get away with this. But still, like, in the entertainment industry, since most of them get passes for things, it's just like, comedians, they can say whatever, however, and it could be offensive, or 99.9% of the people in the audience, under the sound of their voice, are laughing. Like, not offended at all. They just find it hilarious. They're there to laugh and they enjoy the material. And one transgender woman, ironically, Flame Monroe, came out and said, you know what? Comedians have always been in a place, in a position to say whatever they want. And Flame says, I've never worked a room where the door was locked. So if you're hearing material that makes you uncomfortable, you are free to leave. I said, well, damn. There you go. There you go. It's like, first of all, watching it and sitting through it after you've been offended is a choice. Like, no one's forcing you to do anything. It's entertainment, so you're not at work. You're not working. This is something you're doing in your leisure. It's just like someone who was part of the community who was a butt of the joke, Flame Monroe, actually didn't have a problem with it and said, hey, this is what comedians do. This is what we do. We say things that other people wish they could say and cannot. That's the other side of the coin. I'm just like, well, you got a point. So when the ladies on, again, I don't remember if it was Lisa Ray or Selena, when they said, well, you guys want to be included with comedians, nobody's off limits. They said, they named a short list of people or communities and groups and said, hey, they're not off limits. You want to be included. Why should you be protected from something we've all been getting, we've all been the butt of a joke about as far as comedians go. And then you have Flame Monroe saying, like, yo, be that sensitive, leave the room. So that's like at the peak of pop culture right now as far as it goes with the transgender community, LGBTQ+. Like, that is crazy. It's funny because when my YouTuber was live, half the things I did not hear her say, but when this topic came up, it, like, really caught my attention. I was listening to it. I'm not LGBTQ, but it just hit me like, if you look at all the things, well, comedians, period, all the things they say, sometimes there's outrage, sometimes there isn't. But if you go and look at the Chappelle show, sometimes there was outrage, and then you had another group of people who just thought the Chappelle show was hilarious and they couldn't wait to tune in and watch it. So I'm like, at this point in his career, Chappelle's show was on, dang, was it early 2000s? So that makes it at least 20 years ago. I'm like, what? He's not new to the industry. His material is not new. You never know what he's going to say, but you have an idea of where it's coming. You know, we all know how Dave Chappelle thinks at this point in his career. So I'm just like, why are we surprised? Like, why are we outraged? I'm just like, I thought we went through that already with Dave Chappelle. I thought we went through this already, but here we are again. Outraged over something Dave Chappelle said. I'm like, okay then. Alright, I guess. And I was like, well, with all the streaming services you have at your fingertips, with all the things that Netflix has to offer, I'm like, you don't have to watch that. You don't have to listen to it. None of it. And then, again, going back to what someone said, half of you are angry and you haven't even seen it. You haven't even seen the special. I was just like, that's another point. Everybody has a great, valid point. All of Dave Chappelle. And I'm just like, if back decades ago, like 20 years ago, when people were outraged about, you know, his material, his comedy on the Chappelle Show, he was in his late 20s, early 30s. So here he is now in his 50s or 60s. If he didn't care back then, he's damn sure not going to give a damn now. Because, you know, people, once they get to a certain age, when they're up there in age, they are labeled as set in their ways. So I'm just like, if he was free or bold enough to do that 20 years ago, what makes you think he gives a damn now? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, y'all can find something else to get y'all blood pressure up about. You can do it, again, you can do it by working out. You can do it by getting stressed out over something somebody said, or you can just eat a bunch of salt, get your blood pressure up, whatever makes you happy, or you can just relax. Take several naps, just saying. Okay, and this other thing I wanted to discuss, this YouTuber I was watching, it's so funny. They were talking about Wendy Williams and her health condition. Now, they have given us several different dates about when the new season was supposed to start, but they keep pushing it back. And I'm like, okay. So what I noticed is I see different things in the media. It's like everybody wants her job now. So the conclusion is, well, the conclusion for now is they're bringing in guest hosts to, you know, and switch them out every week or so to sit in for Wendy. And I'm just like, girl, that purple chair is empty. So now they got people hopping in and hopping out the chair, hopping in and hopping out the chair. But I'm just like, as I watch people in the media, it's like everybody is clawing for her job. I'm like, you know, your job, the position you hold is the shit. When you have a little cough or you take off work for 2 weeks and everybody's putting in their resume, that's crazy. That is crazy. It's like every time I turn around, somebody's talking about, I would love to host a show. I'm sitting in my resume. Here's the link to my page. I'm like, oh my gosh. Everybody wants her job, which is crazy. I've never seen that before in my life. It's like, not to throw shade or anything, but we all know that Portia Williams recently walked away from Dish Nation. I did not hear a lot of hoopla over people wanting to step into that role the way I'm hearing about people trying to take Wendy's job. I'm like, first of all, Portia, from what we understand, Portia walked away. She did not get fired. I'm like, so that is an open position that they are currently recruiting for. Nothing. Wendy did not quit her job. Wendy did not get fired. She just needs a break. She's on the health hiatus. She's on, what do they call it? FMLA. That's what she's on right now. Temporary leave. And you got all these people trying to jump into the purple chair, into the purple seat, which is crazy. I just feel like, you know, in the past, Nick Cannon has hosted the show, and he did great. So I'm just like, why not give it to him instead of just having people in and out of the chair? Like, I don't know, that kind of doesn't make any sense. We've already seen Nick Cannon and how he does it. Plus, he's hosted other shows and had his own show. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. These other names that I've been hearing circulating, we'll never know if they're rumors or not until we actually see the broadcast. But I'm just like, a lot of these names that I'm hearing floating around, I haven't even seen these people in a hosting role. I've never, some of them, well, I'll say one, I won't say the name. One in particular, I've never seen this person works in entertainment. I've never seen this person perform alone in any, at all. Like, I've never seen this person perform alone. And I know Wendy refers to her audience as her co-host, but like, you're running this show, like, all eyes are on you. And this one particular person I'm thinking of, I'm like, why are they being considered? They're in show business, yes. They're in entertainment, yes. I've seen them in their work. They've been handed a script, yeah. But this one, you may or may not have a teleprompter. I don't. Wendy refers to, she has the guy behind the camera and she has the DJ it. I don't recall her ever looking to a teleprompter for notes or anything. I'm just like, okay then. And again, like, to fill her role, I feel like it should go to Nick Cannon, someone we've already seen. And it kind of seems like with them having the temporary host, it's like they're scrambling to get someone to fill the chair. Why? Just why? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. And then, hold on, this just popped in my head. Alfonso Ribeiro has hosting experience. Again, like, the scrambling is unnecessary. Like, I don't understand. I don't know why. I guess this is the way they want to do things. I guess this is giving the people they're considering a chance to audition for the job. Maybe it's like a public audition instead of a closed door audition with the executives or producers or what have you. That's the thought. Maybe this is allowing them to audition. Maybe the guest hosts are actually people who want the permanent role. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe they're just trying to give people a new face every week. I don't know, but I'm just like, you've already had someone doing it a few times, and then you have other people out there with hosting experience, and the names I'm hearing floating around the atmosphere are people who don't have hosting experience. Like, I've never seen them on a stage, on a platform, alone, unless they're in a freaking interview. Crazy. The very last thing that I want to discuss, which will not get cut off in this video due to a notification on my phone. What the what? Oh my God. So, Fox Soul showed 50 Cent had posted something about Lil' Kim's performance somewhere reminded him of a leprechaun from a horror movie. And he was very specific. Fox not only showed that clip from the movie, but they showed a clip of Lil' Kim's performance. And when I kid you, what's crazy is the leprechaun in the movie was doing some kind of body movement, walking backwards. And Lil' Kim, in bopping to the music, was stepping backwards. When I tell you that looks exactly the same, I'm just like, first of all, how did he even think of that? That must be his like favorite movie or something. I'm like, but the movement of their bodies are exactly the same, which is crazy, and they look the same height. Like, Lil' Kim is up there in age. She's been in the music industry since like her 20s. I'm just like, I've never seen her without heels. This is the first time, that clip that they're showing, this is the first time I've seen her in flats. And she looks like she's under 5 feet tall. Like, normally a woman's petite, she's under 5'5", maybe 5'2", but without exaggeration, like, I looked at that clip a few times. Like, I think giving her 5 feet is being extremely generous. She appears to be under 5 feet tall. Like, and whoever played that leprechaun character, of course, is well under 5 feet tall. But the similarities of it all, the hilarity of it all. So Fox Soul showed those clips, but in some other place, I saw that, Lil' Kim, of course, gave a rebuttal. This is all on social media, like, why people their age, they're not even millennials, but what the hell, whatever. Lil' Kim rebutted, and shots were fired at 50 Cent, and at some point she said something to the effect of, I feel like I'm in a lesbian relationship the way you keep coming at me. And she said something like, blah, 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 my girlfriend Curtis. Oh my gosh, that tore it down. Just like Amber Rose had to shoot shots right back at somebody else for getting in her business. She said something like, finding out your man is a biatch has to be the worst gender reveal. This just reminded me of what Lil' Kim said to her. I was just like, see, y'all messing with people who aren't bothering you, and they just tearing y'all down. They're ripping you at the seams. I'm like, oh my gosh. And you know what? Their responses are great. Because I'm used to people getting defensive and playing the crying, they get all sensitive and all that. Not these two. They're like, listen, bitch. Shots fired, done and done. Ripped at the seam. That's all I'm going to talk about because I'm super tired. It seems like on my days off, like all I do is sleep because I'm so freaking tired. Like, I have no energy to do anything for myself, but I'm, like, expending all my energy to help other people. And I don't even make a lot of money. That's another story for another day. Another story for another day. Bye. Talk to you later.